And we are going live on the second event. In the bottom, you can see the scoreboard of all the matches. We are watching Group 1, Offi, Scrappy, Msi, and Link. And these are all 4 players that are really, really good on the tech style. Pole Party is just full tech, where precision is key. And Link here from the Challenger League could actually perhaps best the Grand League players on this map, as he is very good on this exact style. Though the others might be better on other things, this is a great map for him. See how he holds up against the likes of Msi, Scrappy, and Offi. Offi was so good on this in the regular season, both in 6 and 2 lap formats. Also in the playoffs, he played amazingly on Pole Party. So it's a map that suits him well. He usually was able to get a lot of speed out of this exact corner. That's what I vividly remember. And he does so again, getting 300th lead against Msi and Scrappy. And Link, who's fallen a bit behind, but Msi here a bit wide on the dirt corner. Gonna give Offi an even bigger lead before the last uphill drift and the ending. Offi getting that slide well. Msi's gonna try with speed here though to come back. He might have a chance as Offi went a little bit wider. It's gonna be close for the finish line, but Offi takes it. 57-17 is the winning time. Starting off strong there, Offi. The world record here is now a 56-94. And most of the players have personal bests of around 57 flat. But beyond that, it gets very difficult to find any further improvements, as it's just so close to optimal. I mean, look at how close to every turn they're going, how much of the space they are using. They're really just optimizing everything here, and that's why this is such a joy to watch. It's because it's so refined, every single turn, every drift. Scrappy in the lead this time, just ahead of Offi. Before the dirt dive, you want to go low there to get a good approach here. Scrappy tied up with Offi before the final slide. Better setup before the final drift, but Offi has more speed. Scrappy's going to commit to this. Will it hold throughout the pole section? It's going to have to be very precise to thread that one through, but he gets it. 57-11 now. And a point for Scrappy. Msi 200s behind. Offi 500s behind that again. It is crazy close. Different lines on the start here. Even these start to matter, but in general, players go really wide before this turn to build up speed before the pole section. Offi crashed out just now. Barely making contact there. So we're on board with Msi, who's going to have to try to get a good dirt turn to catch up to Link. Will be a little bit faster, but I hear a fast Belgian engine coming from behind as well. He's not out of the fight. Well, these hundreds are going to be hard to find. Maybe a good dirt dive here will do it. Releases to set himself up for it, and he is getting closer. Link still with a great run. No mistakes and clean line. Scrappy falling behind a little bit. Link with a chance. Msi going in with a lot of speed, though. Will not be able to hold the line. And Link, 57-04. That's a beautiful winning time. Looking at the other matches, Tween is finalists in match 4. Mud and Binks have all gotten a point, both gotten a point, and Pack and Bren as well. Off to a good start. Oh, Scrappy clipping and falling off. Instant DNF. There was also a mistake from Link just now. So it is Offi versus Msi. Msi, the only player in this match who haven't gotten a point yet. Great turn there. 400s is the difference. Where can he find that? He had to double tap the brake in the drift. But it's now just 200ths. The last slide will decide it. The player who dares to go in with the most speed will win it. Msi having to double tap. Offi might be able to stay level, but no. Masa will keep the lead and takes that one. Damn, this is shaping up. Everyone has 1 point now. And first to 3 wins. First to 3 takes it. Just gotta drive world record pace every time. That's pretty much it. I mean, we take it for granted how the cars just move in between all these obstacles. I could not do this. Most Trackmania players cannot do this. Even close to this level of consistency. Is it a joy to watch. Next round up, Link in the lead. Ahead of the 3 players who are 1 division above him in Grand League. Chance to beat them all here and prove that he wants a spot back. He earns it. Offi clipping and falling off. Masa, great speed here. Just needs a perfect last drift to beat Link. Link had to brake a little bit more. This is going to be close. Across the freewheeling now. Will Masa overtake? 3,000s ahead, but yes. Finally, the high speed line in the end pays off. And that is barely enough to put him into finalists. The freewheeling block that shuts off your engine really benefits keeping a lot of speed before it. So the more you dare to commit there, the better. But also the scarier. Offi crashed out. He's not going to be winning this one. And Masa is in first on his finalist attempt here. The other 2 not really able to keep up right now. Quite a gap for Poolside to have a 10th of a lead. At Poolside, Pool Party. Different map. But Masa, dominant lead right now. Still a 10th in front. Link and Scrappy going on the inside approach on the drift. Masa going a little bit too wide there. The gap has shrunk, but he still has to lead if he can hold it in the pole section. Just needs to not crash here, and the win is his. And he will take it. Masa, the first winner of this match. Masa, the last player to get a point here, but the first one to win. Shows how quickly things can change. And Offi's had some problems in the start here. Scrappy now having some issues as well in keeping the car away from the obstacles. This time Offi's gotten through the start clean. Now let's see what he can do with it. He's faster than what players drove in the previous round. Great drift around the platform turn. Into the dirt dive. Link gets it near perfect there. Building a lot of speed on the exit. Catching up 200s here. Into the uphill drift. The last turn. He could maybe snipe this one. Going for a high speed approach, but tapped the brake a little bit too much. Offi clipping though will be the saving grace. Link takes that one with a 57.09. And he is now finalist as well. And we are getting word that Mime has driven a 56.99. Which is the close to the world record. I think it actually is a 56.94, also by Mime. Once again, we go into another round. Non-stop action here. Scrappy 0.14 behind. This is just so difficult to gain on this map. 0.2 now. Looks like it will be a battle between Offi and Link once again. Link had this dirt dive near perfect here. Perhaps a little bit early. Still better than what Offi did though. And he gains 100th. Now the uphill slide will gain even further time and he's equal. Can he get the brake tap right this time? Had to release a little bit. Speed will be decisive. Will Offi snipe this one on the finish line? Oh my god! Link going for the earliest possible corner on the finish. And it gives him a 4,000th advantage to take second here. 4 thousandths of a second. Scrappy DNFing, although 3rd and 4th place do matter here. So you want to try to win, but perhaps not feeling it after a series of mistakes. But that was crazy. Link had less speed. Link actually had less speed, and he went for the earliest possible finish line, and he got it. That was a great clutch. So it looks like we have the result of match 2. Gwen and Pack winning. We can take a look at match 3 and 4, though. Jumping into 3 here to see. Mime's won, but Binks, Mutta, Avon is a close matchup. And it looks like Avon just got finalists. So it's a double finalist spot. Avon and Binks are both finalists. But Binks... oh, sorry. Avon just crashed out. Good chance for Mutta maybe to come back here. Mutta versus Binks on the dirt dive. Mutta setting up wide, getting a better exit. Still a car length ahead. But Binks with nothing to lose, and now no players in front of him that can beat him either. As Mutta crashed in the uphill, this should be Binks' round. He will take it. So Binks going in to the winner bracket. 3rd place does matter in the first match. It's the difference between falling into the silver tier and the bronze tier later on. So players retiring here is it's a little unoptimal. You do want to play these. But I think Avon is going to take this one then to secure his spot in this match. There we will have it. Masa and Link, Gwen and Pack, Mime and Binks, and Tween and Grenadi are in the winners bracket. And we have Offi, Scrappy, Brent Soppy, Avon Mutta, and Rossi Aurel, who lost the first match. Seconds alright. Match 2 of event number 2. We're watching the winners match. Gwen, Mime, Grenadi, Link. Guys, don't leave. The action is starting now. We're just getting into it. These 1 hour warm-ups do go by quick. They do. Let's take a look. So Gwen and Mime have the fastest personal bests. But Grenadi with the wheel. He uses a steering wheel. And he might be a favorite to aim these end jumps, because it gives you that little bit extra precision to use a steering wheel. We will find out. First round on both holes is live. Mime hitting the wall on the outside there before the long downhill is going to lose a lot of speed. And for now, be out of the fight for first. But he might actually come back from that, because he isn't as far behind as Grenadi anymore. Grenadi crashed out big time and lost a lot of speed. Mime only 0.28 behind. Gwen and Link, 2 French players, a little bit ahead though. One thing we did see is Mime do this turn here really well, to build up a lot of speed for the drop down and then get this penalty grass. You can see him gaining a little bit again. But now the 3 ending jumps between the bolt, and oh my god, they all failed it! It is a fiesta! But on the second time, they all make it. Link is in first with a fast respawn. Will he stay ahead into the finish line? Yes, he will. You don't see that too often. They all missed the jump. And there is a safer line. They did go for the risky approach, all 3 of them. And, wow, then they pay the price. Because if you jump diagonally there, you don't have to release as much. You can go at full speed. And you can keep way more speed on the next landing. So it might save like 0.2 of a second across the finish rate. But yeah, you have almost no time to line up the jump, and we get situations like that. My god, that does not happen often. This time, Mime avoided the mistake, Grenadi avoided the mistake, and look at that, they're top 2 now. Once they did not crash, Mime, that is a beautiful run up front. Gwen matching it with incredible speed here. But look at this wide grass turn. Mime will have more speed. Can he keep it to the drop down? Gwen is actually even going to do it faster, and we have a great round. Finishing times are going to be strong if they get the jump just right. Mime and Gwen both close to perfect here. 100 separating them, but Mime has more speed, and there's nothing Gwen can do except hope for a mistake. But it will not happen. 102.36. You can tell that was a fast round, and that is 200ths from WR. World record. Almost. Just 200ths away. Incredible winning pace there for Mime. And the fastest run we've gotten to see all day. I mean, that is like a time that, you know, if I sat down to try to grind it, I could not get it after hours and hours of playing. And he's doing it in a round, in a match, where you tend to want to drive consistently, but no. They're risking all-out world record pace here. Gwen and Mime. And it does not even look risky for them. Grenadi and Link are kind of just hoping for a mistake here because they can't match that pace. It is just so fast. Oh, Gwen, again a great penalty grass landing. But here the drift was not that optimal. And on the jump, is he going to crash? Yes, he will. Mime with a breakaway now. No one close to do anything about this win. And he has another fast time here, Mime. What's the time going to be? 102.36 again. Back to back. Just 200ths away from the world record. Absolute insanity. He's driving it regularly. And he's now finalist. But Gwen was able to keep up with that all the way until the last checkpoint. So Mime is actually driving the pace he needs to. That's the crazy part. It's not like he's flexing here. He's driving that fast because Gwen is keeping up. Gwen is matching him every step of the way except from the last jump so far. And now Gwen is ahead, so Mime and Grenadi gonna have to try something here to catch up. Gwen does a very small but subtle movement here. Once he drops onto the penalty grass, he steers sharply to the left as he lands, and that is to get the car to stay further with the wheels in the air, so that he gains more speed. 2 players have crashed behind Gwen, and Gwen, oh my god, hold on, this is a fast run. Yeah, that is world record from Gwen. Okay, beating the world record by 800ths. This is a great match to watch. Mime and Gwen are consistently driving world record pace, but Gwen beat it now by 800ths. Absolute insanity. Every single round they're driving that fast here. And Link and Grenadi are not even setting bad times. Like, they're driving fast, but it's just so hard to match the other two. Oh, good drift for Link. He has caught up to Mime and Gwen now. Before the tech, where he is really good, and he's staying within distance, but this is usually where Mime and Gwen do the drop down really well. Mime on his finalist attempt. If he can beat Gwen here, he will win the map. But Gwen gets that landing so well, and here Mime clips. Gwen with another chance here to win, and this is another fast time. Let's take a look. A little bit slower than the previous. Link within, oh, a 10th, but he missed. So Gwen will win here to put it into a double finalist spot. Gwen versus Mime has been the big battle, but should they fail, then Grenadi and Link could pick up points of their own. But just that 2/10 difference in personal best is what we're seeing here. Just generally higher pace from Mime and Gwen. Mime too low here, gonna clip the landing. Still trying to continue, and somehow he actually saved that landing pretty efficiently. Did not lose much time from it. But 0.4 behind Gwen now, who has a great chance of winning this match. Link the closest, and not really close at all. 0.35, Gwen looking effortless with these drifts. Another incredible checkpoint split. Hold on. Are we going to see another world record here for Gwen? Because the split is telling me that this is going to be a 102.2. A 102.30. That is a world record, except for Gwen himself. So Gwen beat the world record twice this match. And he wins the map. Well deserved, I must say, to take the win there. One more winning spot to be given out here. Mime finalists against Scrappy and Link now. And Mime did look a bit shaky that previous run. Is he gonna go for similar risky racing lines now that Gwen has qualified? Because he does perhaps not need to put it into the top gear. He needs to go fast, but he does not need to go for world record. Small distinction. Grenadi's keeping up here, only a 10th behind Mime. Into the downhill though, and across the penalty grass. Mime could perhaps gain a little bit more. Last drift. Mime has an awkward approach for this jump. Gonna have to go for the straight line. Grenadi going for the risky one, but Mime is actually going with higher speed here. And on the last jump, that will indeed be Mime winning the round and taking the second spot in the winner bracket, joining Gwen after an incredible performance by both players. So well deserved there. Let's not miss out here though on the action. We're gonna go into server 1 where there's a triple finalist spot. Msa versus Pack versus Binks. On a map that Tween is also good at, so we could see a quad finalist here. Let's follow Tween. Pack is out of it for the first finalist attempt, but Tween, as I said, this is a great map for him. And he can certainly beat Binks and Msa here on a good run. Only 800s behind Msa. Can he catch that up in the ending? I want to see this quadruple finalist. But right now, Msa's on the victory margin. Tween clips. It will not be a quad finalist. Right now, Msa crashes out Binks in first, the only player to have a mistake-free run so far. And on the last jump, Binks will take it to be the first winner of match 1. Still one more winning spot here too. See if Tween is able to come back this, or if Pack and Msa will close it out right now. The pace in this match has been great too. 102.41, the fastest winning time from Pack. But did Msa crash out now, make a mistake? Yes, he did. The German car skin for Pack's a bit confusing, but Msa was actually the one to make a mistake. So Tween versus Pack in the ending of bolt holes, but Pack clipping makes Tween run away with the win here. He has one checkpoint, will get 2 on this one, and if he makes the jump, that's a knockout win for Tween to make it a triple finalist, and it will indeed be the case. 3 finalists, only 1 will win here and go into the winner bracket. Let's see who takes it. Good start for Pack. Msa falls about a 10th behind. That could be decisive. Different setups for the quarter pipe jump. All players going as low as they can. Tween going a bit too low. Makes it a battle between Pack and Msa for that winner bracket spot. Pack with a beautiful turn just in time for the dirt without crashing. Now we need to see the speed on the penalty grass. This is where Masa could come back. If he gets it, well, he's not gaining a lot just yet. Needs a great risky jump here to match Pack. Pack got it perfectly. And it's a fast winning time waiting to happen. If Pack can get the last jump, he will. And with that, he takes this match together with Binks 102.39. Also an incredible time there. Binks and Pack move on into the 2-0 winner bracket. And interestingly, if you looked at the brackets in the bottom here, Mudda actually lost a second match. So Mudda now is not able to go into the champion match later on, since he's 0 for 2. So despite Mudda playing really well throughout the day, it's perhaps unlikely he will win the event now. But yeah, I think all the matches are decided. Scrappy and Bren win in match 4. Offi, Rossi win in match 3. And that does mean we will see Binks, Pack, Gwen, Mime in the next round. Welcome to Vertigo. See how the players do. Differences in how players choose to use the warm-up. Binks just deciding to stretch a little bit, perhaps. Have a sip of water. Because now we're jumping into the action. Here we go. Match 3 is live. Spectating Gwen at the moment, who tends to be really good on this stuff. This type of map, when it has a lot of obstacles, weird driving parts, he usually has a pretty good intuitive understanding of what to do. And in the summer, he also won the Trackmania Serrator Cup, where a lot of obstacle maps are played. So a player to look out for here. He does have an unfortunate approach through the drift though, and Binks will go up into first. Pack crashes out as well. So now it's Mime versus Binks in the front of the pack. Binks up the pipe now before the ending. Gotta approach it just right so you keep the car balancing and not falling off. Gwen fell off, Mime fell off, but Binks will drive a clean run, 57.60 winning time. And that is fast. That is 1700ths from world record already. Binks looking strong right now. He was playing good on this yesterday and regular season as well. Gwen just crashed in that road transition. Oh, look at that. That is flare. He sets up a little bit wider to get a better approach for the wall ride. A lot of players just find that too risky to go for. But Binks fancies it. Wide drift setup. Good speed on the exit. Pack has caught up though. Now here's where Pack crashed last time, but he got a good drift this time. Very close fight here between Pack and Binks. The two ending pipes remain. Pack almost falling off, but without the ratio. Binks now in front, and he will take an L into the reset block as Pack wins the round after all. 1-1 now. The Grenadi incident. Yeah, the Grenadi incident from the 6-lappers. Just needed one more left tap there, Binks, to secure the win, but unfortunate. Look at this line here again. So he goes left of the tree, and that gives him a better approach here. It saves time. The others just don't think it's worth it, the risk. But he is 0.2 ahead of Mime even in last with that approach. Oh, Pack clipping on the pipe, losing his run in that moment. Mime having forced to go outside the tree there. Still keeping decent speed. The round is faster than the one prior. They are going very fast up front right now. Binks and Gwen. Binks gaining time on the uphill pipe. The second one, little bit off the approach. Gwen trying to catch up. Binks into the reset block. Nearly crashing, but staying alive and taking a second round win here. Yeah, that pace is hard to match for the others. He's doing every risky line here, Binks, and making it work most of the time. Only that one mistake so far. But it's gonna be hard for the others to beat him. He is last right now, but just going outside the tree, sliding less across the penalty grass and carrying that speed into the full speed part will let him overtake everyone in the field and go up into first before the pipe sections truly begin here. Binks in finalist, wide setup for the drift. If he can hold that exit speed, that is great. But the others will match it. Gwen and Pack, very close between all of them right now. And I think if you want to win this round, you're going to have to risk the last pipes like there is no tomorrow. Gwen falling off, Mime falling off, Pack versus Binks in the end. Binks going up with a lot of speed, Pack getting left behind in the tire marks here, and it will be Binks winning. 3 quick ones, and he's safely on to the next champion match. 3-0 right now, Binks, so far in this event. So with him now safely through, who is going to take the second winning spot? Gwen looked fast here. Pack looked fast in that one round he won. Haven't seen too much of Mime yet. He's had a couple of mistakes. Across the pipe and into the drift. Gwen with a lot of speed. Overtaking first, but here Mime. It's a beautiful drift to remain in first. And so it will be an ending battle once again. Up the turnpike, Mime falling off. Now for the third time, Pack's respawn as well. Gwen has a huge lead here and just needs to save this one into the finish line to get his first point. So now Gwen and Pack both 1 point. Mime still on 0. Not looking like the best map for Mime. Oh god. Gwen, low speed. This is gonna cost him a lot of time because there's a freewheeling block over here. That will give the others a bigger advantage. Mime 0.2 ahead. Oh, but not for long. Panic steer there to save himself from going into the wall. Gwen and Pack left to battle it out in first and second. Here, just so important to stay on the inside, to not lose the grip, and here you have to balance perfectly in between outside and inside. Gwen going too much on the outside, falling off. Mime's falling off as well, but at least he landed on the platform, and with the others failing, that is enough to win. Both Pack and Gwen fell off, so Mime, miraculously, on his supposed worst map, has gotten a point. Not that often that you see a 101 winning time. And we are getting word Offi just did world record in the other match, so that's exciting. Some fast Trackmania being played on the other servers as well. Close round once again. Whoever wins this goes into finalists. Oh, Mime though. Bit wide, but he's setting himself up here for the 101 strategy. Now that the other players are far in front, they're gonna risk. They might fall off the pipe, and he's gonna pick up the pieces. Gwen and Pack here. Onto the first uphill pipe. Almost sliding off their pack, but staying on. Now the balancing act to go up the second one without falling off. Gwen will do that beautifully to take the round win. And Mime not gonna get this one. So it looks like match 2 just completed. Grenadi winning ahead of Msa. They will be joining Binks in the next winner match. So it will be Binks, Grenadi, Msa, and one more player, which we'll find out here who is. Very close race in the start. No mistakes in the first 20 seconds of driving. But we really see the differences start to happen on this pole into drift approach. This is what's difficult to do consistently. Mime and Gwen got it beautifully packed. Lost 2/10. Oh, and an amazing line there from Gwen to just stop the car from sliding on the grass. Just gets a little bit more speed out of that. Now up the pipe. Mime falling off again there. It's been the curse of many rounds here that he falls off on that uphill pipe. And Gwen will secure this one. 57-81. And a win for Gwen to go into the next winner match. It's going to be Germany versus France then. Grenadi Msa from Germany and Binks Gwen from France in the next champion match. Alright, let's take a look at the third match here as it's still ongoing. I think that might just have completed. No, that was round 1. Yeah. This one looks to be still ongoing. The battle to get into the gold match next time. Offi has won, but it's Rossi on finalist. Brent's on finalist too. Scrappy with 0 points so far. Rossi with a good chance at winning, but Scrappy goes up into first. Will Scrappy snipe this one away from Bren? Yes, he will actually. Scrappy still on 0 points, gets his first. And that also denies the win from Bren. So Scrappy keeping himself alive here. Let's see if he can chain together 2 more to make it a comeback in this match. Bren dropping down in the start though, and Rossi, who is an excellent full speed player and NASCAR player, will gain a 2/10 lead in that full speed section. But can he hold it in the drifts, where players like Scrappy and Bren are some of the best in the world? It's gonna be a tough lead to hold here for Rossi. Going in the inside of the tree there, tight line. And he has kept the lead so far. Great run from Rossi. Oh, almost sliding off the inside, still stays on. Now then, up the last one. They're getting closer. Scrappy going for the flip approach, but failing it. Who's going to be? It's going to be Rossi winning that round and taking the winning spot by 0.06 of a second. Scrappy seriously went all in. He tried it. He knew he had to risk, and I respect the approach. So that is all 4 matches concluded. Binks and Gwen win match 1. Grenadi Msa win match 2. Offi Rossi and Mudda RL win match 4. Quick little breathing break. You can also blink now. You're allowed to blink a couple of times. Maybe sit back up into the middle of your chair instead of just using the edge of it. Okay. So I think we will stay in the winner match and watch Binks, Gwen, Grenadi Msa on Launchpad. Oof. Yeah, can anyone beat Gwen there on Launchpad? Oh my god, you look good today. Thank you, Muddy. Thank you. I felt like we should dress up for the occasion. I want someone to make a meme where it's like average sim racing enjoyer and then average Trackmania enjoyer. You could just make a meme like we're more fine, we're more distinguished when we enjoy some Trackmania gameplay. You know what I mean? Like we could have a meme about that. A sophisticated Trackmania esports enjoyer. A lover of Trackmania esports. Yes, yes. Yes, that is me. Type it in the chat if you love Trackmania esports. Let me hear it. Are there any lovers of the game in my chat room? God damn. It's a lot of racing game enthusiasts. Okay, so we are on Launchpad, and I just want you to know, if you thought beating Gwen on bolt holes was difficult, beating Gwen on this map, I don't know if I have a comparison. Kind of like trying to beat Michael Phelps in an Olympic finals. In swimming. It's hard. Gwen drove a world record. No, Mudda drove a world record in match earlier. But Gwen is extremely good here too. Yo, Scrappy! Unfortunate with the matches, but still, good effort today, man. You played well. I love the risk on the last one. You went for it. We're gonna watch the final couple of matches here, guys, and then we are going to play our own Cup of the Day. If you missed Cup of the Day today and you want to play, we're hosting our own with collisions on. So if you want to join that, then yeah, feel free. Collision on Cup of the Day. Could be fun, right? I think it could be a lot of fun. But yeah, we just need to wait for the 1 hour warm-up to finish, and then we'll get into it. Just 57 minutes and 38 seconds remaining. You have to join? Feel free to join. It's gonna be later though. Right now, we have another match coming up. Launchpad. It is the winner's match. All players in this match have won their first matches. Grenadi, Gwen, Binks, and Masa are in the top tier, the champion match. And they're gonna duke it out right now. Gwen, I think, the clear favorite to win here with a 56.84 personal best. Masa has a 57.02. And then Binks has a 57.36, Grenadi 57.37. Binks crashing out in the start, and Grenadi losing a lot of time by not going for this risky reactor line. So Gwen here will be able to battle Masa for the first place, as the others are a little far at the moment. Gets a beautiful double ice slide combo there, Gwen. Good speed on the exit, and oh my god, this young French player is so hard to keep up with on this map. That is just beautiful. Masa's driving a clean run here. Don't get me wrong. This is a great run by Masa. But we're talking about Gwen on Launchpad, and he is going absurdly fast right now. Last jump, line up the jump into the ring, get good speed onto the grass platform, and yeah. 56.90. That just beat everyone else in the match's personal best, and it's also the third fastest time in the world. Good start for Gwen, although he makes a small mistake here, so a tiny dent in the armor. Good chance for someone else to win a round. Surely he will not catch up a 0.9 deficit. Clueless. Surely he will not beat everyone, despite being a second behind. I think it might be a little bit too far, so don't get your hopes up just yet. He is losing time here. Masa made a mistake though. Binks in the lead now. And yeah, Gwen has failed a little bit too much to win. But it's Binks versus Grenady. Final jump. Binks is really good on this map. Grenady has a weird setup, I must say. But he's making it work. Good speed in the end, but Binks will win. 57-55. Another great time. Let's see if Binks can avoid that. Now he does it. But he fails the first reactor approach, and so did Grenady. It's very difficult to keep the grip with the car on that block. But there's a line that essentially saves half a second, contrary to doing this. And he missed it here. So it gives the other players a chance. But he is getting a little bit closer here. Good exit on the ice slide, good speed. Has to adapt it, and never mind. The comeback is out of the question. Binks versus Msi now. For this point. Binks almost a second ahead here. Actually getting close to a knockout. If he gets within 1 second here, he got the 2 rings, and that's 1 second. But he will not have the knockout. It will have to be a real win, but he goes wicked flipping out. And Msi will just cruise in with a 58 and take the round win. Crucial for Msi there to stay away from the knockout zone, because Binks almost had it. Oh, that's a beautiful start for Msi. Going as high as possible while keeping the grip. And this time Gwen got it too. So now, if I were one of the other players in this match, I'd be terrified. It's like, oh, Gwen didn't fail to start. So now I have to beat my personal best and almost a world record to keep up. Because this is very clean so far. Good exit speed as well. Oh god. Yeah, that's a fast split. Binks is driving a really clean run here to keep up this close. But he really is just in a league of his own right now, Gwen. 0.3 ahead. Coming up to the ending now. Faster than his previous run. I want you to know this could be world record from Gwen. Early approach into the last ring, and that is a 56.85. So it's 200ths behind world record. How are you gonna beat this guy? Just how? How are you gonna beat Gwen when he's driving world record pace every round he doesn't crash? It is absurd, but a joy to watch. He is just that good at Trackmania. Mudda was able to do it though. Mudda the only player perhaps able to do it. Or Mime, who also has great pace on this map. But here again, he's driving fast. The others are driving fast by most player standards. But Gwen is 0.6 ahead. And he is again, I want you to know, on world record pace for the 3rd time in this match alone. Could Gwen beat it now? It is a 56.83, the time to beat. Gwen going into the reactor in the end. Bit of an awkward approach. 56.98. He certainly had the split for it, but he'll take a win regardless. Gwen stays in the champion match, safely into the winner bracket. Alright, now then. Let's see which one of the other players can win now that Gwen has qualified. Will Grenady, Msi, or Binks step up and take that 2nd spot? It is still Germany versus France. France has gotten 1 player through. Can Germany do the same? Msi with low speed here before the grass is going to cost him huge amounts of time. So it's a battle for now between Binks and Grenady. Grenady usually really good on speed slides here. Cross things like the plastic. 800s behind, but better approach there. And now the ending jump. Grenady turning late, Binks turning early. Who has the most speed? It will be Grenady, and he takes it by just 300ths. Whew, an actual close round. Not something we saw with Gwen. All the players have round one each. First to 3 takes the second winning spot. Oh, Grenade sadly crashing out there. Tried to carry a bit too much speed into the grass turn. Good gear up for Masa. Ooh, good approach as well. Binks landing further down the hill but sideways and with less speed. However, he read it perfectly, Binks. To get through the next corner. Binks here is on pace for a low 57. Actually closing in on his personal best here in the live match. Just needs to nail the last jump. Bit wide on the ring, still getting through. And keeping the speed to the finish. That's a great time from Binks. 57.45. His personal best here is a 57.36. So Binks just a 10th behind it, but enough to win and get himself into finalists. Germany a bit on the back foot here. Grenade needs to avoid the mistake this time. Set himself up for the uphill. He gets that good now. Wide approach before the ice. Then the ice slides. Good gear change. Good approach. Grenade catching up here. And he pushes the corner. He goes for it. Carries more speed than his opponents. 34 flat. That's great pace for Grenade here. Come back from a mistake in the previous round now. Clean line across the penalty grass. Last jump decides it. We know Grenade likes to turn in late. Binks turning in early, but he flips the car. Instant DNF. And Grenade will win it. 57.06. And that is a time that I think he's going to be jumping out of his chair for. Because that is 3/10 faster than his personal best here. That is a great time for Grenade. Almost Gwen pace, honestly. Clutch to do it here in the match, but then immediately followed by a start mistake here, sadly. So now Masa versus Binks in the first and second place. Binks almost too wide here. If Masa wins, then the match goes on. We have a triple finalist situation. Binks gonna try to make the most of this attempt. And Grenade, believe it or not, actually catches up here. He is only 0.2 behind. Good speed slide here. Getting closer, 0.25. He had a perfect ice slide to bring him close enough to maybe make something happen. Binks 0.2 ahead before the identity, the ring jumps. Grenade needs a perfect one here to catch back up. Binks gonna go for it early, and he will have the speed to close it out. Binks wins together with Gwen to stay in the champion match. And they will be joined by Offi and Mime from the gold match. Mara and Aurel won in the silver match, and the bronze match is still ongoing between Avon, Bren, and Scrappy. Let's take a look. Scrappy versus Bren versus Soppy in a triple finalist spot here. Despite this one is barely not closed out. Let's get some Scrappy spins in chat here for Scrappy to try to win this one. He is 0.2 ahead of Bren. Has a lead before the ending jumps. And just needs to get it good here to secure a win. And he gets a spin instead. Scrappy spinning out. Not the spin that we were hoping for, but Bren will take it here. The second final of the Trackmania mid-season invitational. If we get an update on the title and everything, that's good. But we have Gwen, Binks, Offi, and Mime battling it out. Who have all gotten into this match by... I think Gwen has won all his matches, and the others have won 3 and lost 1. And we're starting, we're playing on the edge. We're ending on audience, rather. This is the final map. So whoever wins this one gets the champion medal. Offi got a champion medal in the first event, so if he gets a second one here, then he's the clear winner. No one is even close. If he does not win the match, then there could be ties. So for the overall standings. But let's just see, we're on to the first round. The world record, a 1 minute and 34 hundredths. And throughout the day, we've seen times of under 101 be enough to win. So one flat, if you get that, then you are on winning pace in rounds. Offi getting a nose slide here. Gwen versus Mime is the battle as Binks crashed out too. Gwen here again. As we've seen in all the other matches with him. He is usually in first place. But Mime with a chance to snipe it away here. Gonna go for the late drift approach, but sadly he clips it. Gwen has a very awkward approach for the last one, but he makes it through. 1:01:05, the winning time. And now, second round. Curious to see what Binks can do here. If he does not crash. Had a bit of an early mistake. Offi as well. Usually also very good on this one. At least in the splits. Had some times around 1 minute 70, 1 minute 80 in earlier rounds. And here we see him be able to keep up with Gwen and Mime. So he is driving a good run here. Great speed always in that reactor slide. Does it a bit differently to most players. Goes for exit speed, but also keeps it. Very importantly. Gwen again. Crazy fast run up front. But Offi with a better exit to that grass part. Here with a chance at winning, at beating Gwen. Gets the first two turns perfect. Is the third one there? Yes, it is. And Offi, wow. 1 minute 87 to start us off here. That really sets the standard for the match. Is able to take a point away from Gwen. On a map he is very good on. Gwen once again. Really good start throughout the hairpin turn. Binks now though keeping up, and we were eyeing out to see what he can do. Once he gets through the start cleanly, now up into first. This technical part is very difficult to do just right. Now the reactor slide, he is going pretty wide here, has to reel his line back in. And that allows Offi to overtake him. Up into second place. Offi's part here has been so good out of the grass. To cancel the slide, he usually catches up to Gwen here and he does it again. Up into first before the ending part. Timing on the slides is very important. Gwen has more speed and coming towards the finish line. It's going to be so close, but Gwen crashes in the final pillar. Making Offi win for a second time. Offi now finalist. Again, and he could win twice here. One more round is all it takes for Offi to win for the second time today. Really showing up huge. But now he made a mistake. It looks like as a lot of players crashed out. Binks retired. And Gwen and Offi both touched the wall. It's only Mime in first who didn't crash. But the gap here, it's not that big still. It's only 0.6. 0.4. And that is not impossible to gain back. If Mime tries to safety end and Gwen goes all in, this could actually still flip. It's just depending on how much Mime wants to risk. Gwen failed a little bit, allowing Mime to stay ahead. Let's see how he approaches this. Goes past the first hole, has a lot of speed, and he crashes on the second. Gwen and Offi will both overtake, and Gwen takes that first place with 800ths of a second only. Very unfortunate there for Mime. Was the clear favorite to win the round, but it's so hard to get past those 3 drifts. Both Offi and Gwen now finalists in the final match. If either one of them win, then they secure champion medal and €500 prize. So a lot at stake here for these players, especially Offi, considering he already won once today. Could win twice if he just secures one more round. Gwen with a perfect run so far, pretty much. No mistakes. In first place. But this is the part where Offi usually has a chance to catch up a little bit. Just a different approach after the grass. But no, they're both losing speed. It's actually Mime and Binks going up into first and third here. And Gwen fails to drift. It will be either Binks or Mime to win it. Mime crashes out and Binks takes a point. Binks with 1 point. Still not impossible for him either to win this match. Just needs 2 more. Mime needs 3. That's going to be an uphill battle now that the others are all getting closer and closer to finishing their matches. I'm here on a good run, but has released a little bit in the slide. And that does flip the scoreboard a little bit. Falls down into last. Binks versus Gwen up front. Binks actually ahead of Gwen right now. And a better no slide as Gwen goes into the hole. Offi, the only person standing in between him and winning, is Binks right now. And 2 more slides. Can Binks get the last one? Yes, he can. And a great winning time. The fastest one we've seen in this match. Binks now finalist as well. Triple finalist situation. Now it's getting pretty tense. Both first and second place will win, but you definitely want to close it out now before it's your last chance. Perhaps Mime can make it 4 finalists. He is a little bit far behind Gwen, but we've seen Gwen make mistakes in the end. It is not impossible to still win this round. Gwen staying in first, but they are getting closer. Offi with so much speed. If he can hold this no slide, that's going to be him into first place. Offi will have the lead in front of the last slides. Mime in second. Could deny him the win here if he keeps a lot of speed in the end. Will Offi hold it? Yes, he will. Offi wins for the second time today. And he's really showing just an amazing set of performances lately, Offi. Second place in the TMGL playoffs and now 2 wins in the mid-season invitational. 1 month later, Offi looks like a name to be reckoned with when TMGL starts next month. Gonna be very exciting to follow. 1 more player will win this match, and €500 for getting a champion medal. Who is it going to be here? Gwen and Binks both finalists. Mime needs to win 3 in a row. It is the only way, and he will not after that crash. Gwen and Binks will fight it out in this last round for the medal and the prize. And also the honor and glory of winning. Gwen far ahead here on a fast run. Can he get the no slide now? There he goes. He gets it. This is a crazy fast pace from Gwen. If he gets the ending right, and he's going to risk it. This will be Gwen winning, taking second in this match. 1:00:59. I think that's the 3rd fastest time on the leaderboards. Great run, great pace, and a great match by all the players. So yeah, that is everything concluded. GG's.